right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Chakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops at Great Millstone. I'm your brother, Rabbi Knapp, coming out with a lesson. Lord's will, this is edifying to the Lord's elect. And of course, I'm going to start off in the news and see what the so-called white man Esau Edom is up to. It says, Bill Clinton to testify before House Committee investigating Epstein links. We already know it. You're wicked too, man. We already heard about the Clinton Foundation, all the shit that they did in Haiti, and these people are, and it's good that they're being exposed. As a matter of fact, Hillary Clinton, I didn't get to read the article last night when I was doing my lesson, but it was basically saying they were asking her questions about UFOs and Pizzagate and all this other shit, man. You look at Hillary Clinton, she's old. She don't even look her age, you know what I mean? Especially being an Edomite, we know they're like spoiled milk, you know, when they get older. Edomites don't look good, man. You know, they don't look good. But that's showing you that they're finding these alternative means of seeking some to look good. But in all actuality, it don't. You still don't look good. What I'm saying is you don't look your age, because look at the shit you're doing in order, like Madonna. Like, how the fuck you looking like that, man? So these people understand the power of blood, man. So, you know, scriptures talk about, let's start there in Psalm 64. He does a diligent search, you know, so he looks deep into these things and he knows the benefits of them. A lot of y'all don't understand how your body even works, and he wants you to be like that, because he wants you to constantly need him. So you got to go to your enemies for the one of all things. That's going into the curses. But we also got to know that that we're precious in the eyes of the Lord. And Esau got it where you look at yourself like you ain't shit and he's everything. And that dynamic is what keeps you going to your enemy, and he's putting you to death with you asking for him to do it. It tells you in the book of Hosea, the 4th chapter, that my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. So it's important to know who your enemy is, man. So you can come up with a strategic plan when it comes to having to go to him for the one of all things. We know you got to go to him for the one of all things, but you still got to use wisdom. You know, it might be better for you to suffer the indignation of the Lord and hope that he cures whatever it is that's wrong with you by giving you wisdom and knowledge, so you can go seek alternative resources on your own. Because Esau's not going to have what's in your best interest to heal you. That's why the Lord talks about the herbs and things like that, man. You can't trust this nigga for shit. You go over there, my back hurts. He'll give you something that fits your back, but now your fucking chest hurt. Give you a completely different symptom and have you going, oh, I got to send you to this other doctor now. They'll just make a feast out of your pain. Okay? But let's start in the book of Psalms. Psalms chapter 64. Let's start at the top. Let's start right there. Psalm 64 and 1. Hear my voice, O power, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. You preserve my life from fear of the enemy, because what is fear? Fear is what it pretty much, how does this explain it in Wisdom of Solomon? It tells you it's the portraying of the succors. Let me grab that. What it's basically saying is your fear, you don't want that fear of your enemy, man, because it's going to have you make the wrong decision. You know, you want to have that fear of the Lord so he can give you wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. As you seek the Lord, you're going to learn a bunch of different things. You're going to seek the Lord's counsel from other men who have probably been in the same position as you. It's nothing new under the sun. And then you'll find an answer that can help you with whatever you're going through at that time. Sometimes it might be wisdom, it might be knowledge about, you know, a specific thing, like, you know, maybe you're dealing with women issues, maybe you're dealing with pain issues, you know, whatever it is, you know, and that brother might have went through that same affliction and made it out of it in a different way, and it wasn't going to go seek counsel from Esau. So it's important that you watch other brothers and their stories and their testimonies, so you can navigate this pit. It's the book of Psalm 64, verse 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Who's working iniquity down here on the earth? That's the so-called white man Esau Edom and his heathen counterparts. That's why, you know, they're the workers of iniquity. Okay? They're the ones that, as a matter of fact, I was doing a video last night with the Prime Minister of Norway. Nigga tried to hang it up when he found out they were exposing him about the Epstein's list. He tried to kill himself. Now he's in critical condition, but they're not putting that shit on the internet, but they'll point at you when you do something wrong. This nigga Jake crosswalk on the street, they'll point at that. Here it is. And then the news article I found the whole story on wasn't even a news article you hear about. You know, but the Lord guided me into it and to speak about that, to show you that they're not in trouble as other men. And then you got other prime ministers stepping down. And then they only released 1% of all the shit you see about the Epstein files is only 1% released. So that shows you how wicked and evil this shit really is. Imagine what 2% looks like. 3%, 4%. You be ready to fucking take over with 4%. Because that's how evil and wicked it is. And you don't even know, they telling you about all these white women and all of that shit. That's nothing. That's nothing. What about the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American? What they've been doing. Okay? Wait till you find out what they're doing with that. Psalm 64. So we want to be hidden from the secret counsel of the wicked. There was this CIA just dropped a document of Operation Artichoke, where they were talking about brain altering techniques that they were using. Not techniques, how can I put it? Let's look it up. Like MK Ultra and all that shit, that they were pretty much perfecting it. But that's why I think that MOTB is all of that perfected. MK Ultra, you know, you see them doing it on the celebrities and shit. We need to be hidden from this shit. They're putting different aerosols. You know, it made me think of that movie, They Cloned Tyrone. They were putting it in hair products. They will put it in your chicken. This was all to control your mind. Mind-altering chemicals that they were putting in the food. And then they advanced it into MK Ultra. So imagine how more wicked it is today. This is a secret council. They're attacking you all the time. Let's look this up. Operation Artichoke, CIA. Artichoke is the agency. It's not really telling me. Oh, Wikipedia. Project Artichoke was a project developed and enacted by the United States Central Intelligence Agency for the purpose of researching methods of interrogation. Project Artichoke was succeeded by Project MK Ultra, which began in 1953. So they were doing this shit in 1953. Then they putting out movies like the Manchurian Candidate, or I forgot how to say it. I think it's Manchurian, or a Manchurian, something like that. I think there's a D somewhere in there. Where they put chips in Denzel Washington's, I think in his head, and a couple of other people that were working with him. They kept having visions and shit like that, but they couldn't really explain it because they've been operated on. And I best believe some of these politicians and shit, the same thing happened to them. That's what happens when you, you know, there's movies, they got plenty of movies on it. They'll put the chip on, have you acting like a complete demon. You don't even know what the hell you're doing. Then they'll shut it off so you can go live your regular pathetic life. You think you're rich and shit, but then when, you know, they can turn your chip on, and then now they can tell you what to do. Or they might have key words that shut your brain off and then, you know, manipulate you. So we need to be protected from this type of technology. But it tells you in Isaiah 54, no weapon formed against thee shall prosper. So I'm not really worried about these things, but it exists. This is the book, and that's why you're seeing stories of people getting stabbed in their necks. You know, people doing crazy shit out there, man. Telling you that they've been operated on. Some of them even leak it. Yo, I've been operated. They put some thing on me, man. I had no control over. And then how's that gonna stand in court? you would have to get a brain autopsy and shit. Like what are we talking about here, man? To prove that you have something in your head that's causing you to do that. And you see all the human rights violations this nigga's being charged for, so there's probably people that already got the chip. Especially those who are undocumented and being shown up on these Epstein's files list. They don't, half of these people, they waking up not even knowing what the fuck happened. So who knows how deep it actually gets. And it already told you this nigga was trying to get into superhumanism and all that other shit. So who knows what the fuck he was doing in there. But I wouldn't be surprised, because you look at some of these people and they look like they be having malfunctions. Like, you know, like unnatural malfunction, man. No one just shuts off and puts their head down and be looking off, dazed off like they're loading or something. So you can't put this shit, act like this shit ain't happening. Psalm 64:2, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. Project Artichoke is the secret counsel of the wicked. From the insurrections of the workers of iniquity. The insurrections of the workers of iniquity, who's doing that? Who's creating it? It said the CIA, the U.S. government, the so-called white man. Okay, Esau. He got all the power to do this type of shit. And you worried about him releasing some list. I just read that Cash Patel they got rid of 10 FBI agents since this nigga been in office. And the people who we got rid of are those who were trying to look into Duck's bullshit on the Epstein's list. That's who they got rid of. This nigga's partying with the U.S. hockey team, man. Get the fuck out of here. So there's a bunch of devils. Even you damn Elamites, East Indians. We saw Modi go to Israel and kiss their ass. He got a standing ovation over there. I saw that shit. Oh, we agree with the genocide, and we heard that. We heard all of that. You know? Because he went over there and kissed the ring. Why? Because he wants to get some stupid-ass resources, but he's going to get destroyed too. Well, I don't know if Elon's going to get destroyed, but he definitely going to feel it, man. He going to war, the Third World War, he going to get fucked up too. Pakistan's fighting on the other border with the Taliban right now. They were just fighting with those Indians. That's probably why he went over there. Listen, I know Pakistan fucking up those Taliban. Please don't have them shoot us, man, please. That's how these leaders, that's why he went over there. Niggas gave him a standing ovation. He must be a full-blown demon. Psalm 64, verse 3, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. Yeah, they use propaganda. They talk mad shit. They call you a monkey. They whet their tongue like a sword, man. That's what they do. They use their mouths. They use their propaganda to pretty much hide their secret counsel. You know, they push that narrative. They have you looking over here while they doing all this wickedness over here. Pushing out everything's a distraction from Esau Edom, man. We know you the devil. At least the men of the Lord do. Now the rest of the world, they're stupid. They're docile. They'll still go to church. They'll still listen to the you know, that rhetoric about the virgin birth and all that dumb shit you be talking, spewing out your fucking mouth. That bullshit. Nobody want to hear that dumb shit, man. Nobody believes that an angel went and slept with Mary, man. Stupid asses. And y'all believe that shit. That's him wetting his tongue like a sword. And what did he do? He slayed you with these different doctrines. Because you believe that shit. That's why you be out here acting like a homosexual, because you believe Mary had a baby by herself, even though she got multiple kids. Idiots. Psalm 64, verse 4, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. Yeah, they suddenly shoot at him because they don't have to be there to shoot at you anymore. They put it in everything, so you're always exposed to some type of, you're always in a battle with everything you eat, everything you drink. I saw a brother talking about even the water you drink don't got no nutrients in it. So when you pee, you pretty much getting rid of the nutrients your body did have from the things you ate before. You know, so you got to add things to your water. You know, like I put some lemons. Lemons got electrolytes in it. You got to squeeze a lemon in there, put something in there, put a little bit of salt in there. Now you got some benefits. Other than that, you got to put shit in your water. And you got to drink spring water. You can't drink all that other shit, man. You know, you got to know what kind of water you're drinking, even though that's defiled too because it's in a plastic bottle. You're still drinking microplastics. And he said there's about a spoonful of microplastics in everybody's brain. Hence why they're so fucking fake. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 64. Before again, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. The perfect are the elect of Israel. They really want to get them. Because 2/3 of y'all fucking dumbasses anyways. You follow the damn devil whithersoever he goes. Okay, you follow the goat wherever he goes. You go whatever he's teaching you. You first, you up front and ready to hear the bullshit that he got coming out of his mouth. You follow that damn goat, man. The goat's gonna get slaughtered. And I'm talking about Esau. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They fear not because who's gonna do anything to the so-called white man? Nobody can do anything. Russia was saying, oh, I'm gonna send some oil over there to Cuba. Well, they said that's gonna be a humanitarian crisis over there. Who did that? The workers of iniquity. Who's that? That's the so-called white man. They already were in an embargo for years with this nigga, and now he cut off their fuel. All right, and who's doing that? What tribe is Cuba from? Cuba's from Manasseh. Which means what? They're Israelites. Why is he attacking Israel? Why is he going to Venezuela? Because they're Israelites. Why are you going to Colombia? Because they're Israelites. Why is he sending ICE agents to get you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans? Because y'all are Israelites. He's an Edomite. He's a devil. He's a wicked. But you don't know that. So you're going to think that this is your friend. That's why you're going to be destroyed. You're not taking this time to go seek the Lord 10 times more like he told you to do. Niggas at the end of his kingdom, he about to be destroyed, and you want to hold hands with this nigga the whole time, man. It tells you in Proverbs 11, no hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished. So you can hold his hand as long as you want. You're going to die with him. Proverbs chapter 11, verse 21, no hand join in hand, the wicked, Malachi 1 and 4, shall not be unpunished, meaning they're going to be punished. But the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. So the seed of the righteous, ultimately, is the elect and the remnant. That's who's going to be delivered in this time. And it don't matter what color you are. If you go back to Esau, Edom, no matter what color you are, you're going to be destroyed. And you're going to go you're going to go into slavery. You're going to die too. Majority of you Edomites are going to die here. The elites of y'all are going to be saved because they're going to have the resources to actually escape the judgment. You know, they're going to go to Davos, Switzerland and hide in the caves somewhere. You know, and then they're going to escape this judgment. They're going to hide in the Amos the 9th chapter. And then they're going into slavery. That's what they pretty much being kept for. But the majority of y'all are going to die. You're going to come back through the loins of the unelect, which are the damn wicked elite. And then we're going to put you in slavery. And then after 1,000 years, there'll be no need for you anymore. We don't need your services down here on the earth anymore. So then we're gonna get rid of you permanently. All right, and that's the judgment from the Lord, because he don't like you niggas. You so-called Edom, the nation of Edom. You can't even call them all white because not all Edomites are white. Some of them are black. It's black Edomites, man. They got braids. They look like you and I. Probably got gold teeth, walk around with chains and be acting like they Jake. Still go back to Edom. So don't think that they ain't no such thing, man. There are. And they ain't got to talk like a so-called white man. Everyone that talk like a Jake don't mean you a Jake. Right? You got to have discernment. Psalms chapter 64 and verse number 5, it says, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. Who encourages themselves in an evil matter? The so-called white man encourages himself in an evil matter. That's all he does. That's why Pete Hegseth had some nigga named Pastor Doug come over there and go speak to the American people. Meanwhile, he's somewhere else talking about how he loves pedos and all of that. And that nigga, he chose him to come speak on your Christian faith. How you got faith in to be destroyed? That don't even make any sense. It makes no sense for the devil to be touching the Bible. That's why they tell you all that, spew all that bullshit lies that they talk about. They're pagans. The paganistic Christians. The Romans, that's what they are. We always had war with Rome, nigga. Look at your history. That's who's in power right now, the fucking Romans. That's who I'm talking about when we call them so-called white people. They calling themselves white people now. They're the fucking Romans, man. That's who's ruling right now. You in Rome 2.0, and you don't even know it. And they still talking shit about the Jews. You think they were talking shit about the small hats back in ancient Rome? No, they were talking about us. Terrorizing them niggas, man. All right? Stabbing them up. Doing all types of shit, man. We ain't fuck with them niggas then. We don't fuck with them now. Fucking Idumeans. They killed the Lord, now they want to teach you about him. He don't know shit about the Lord. Their God is Caesar. You see that they worship their Caesar today. Fucking Nero. I call him the duck. That's their God, man. A big fat duck that loves little girls. Psalm 64, and probably little boys too. You heard what he did with Bill Clinton? I think they called him Bubba or something. I think he was blowing his rod or some shit like that. That's how these Edomites get down. That's how the Romans got down. That's how the Greeks got down. They're profane people. They always been profane. And that's the Lord showing you he's a base man that he set up. Fucking disgusting. That's why I'm not surprised that he's doing all this shit. But even if you try to think as wicked as the most wicked thing you could ever think about, he's surpassing that. He's surpassing all your thoughts that can, as evil as you can think. He practices this shit. So he's always coming up with new ways to be even more and more wicked. So you can only imagine once the Lord fully exposes him, what kind of society you're going to be in. When that shit is acceptable and nobody's saying anything about that, wait until watch. He's gonna start sacrificing people in the street. You're gonna see people eat flesh, man. They're already doing it in these restaurants. That's where Esau be going. You think he's going in there to eat 3D printed meat like you? No, he ain't going in there for that. Hell no. His menu's different from yours. You over there ordering a burger with fries and a Coca-Cola. And that nigga's ordering human meat, that's what he eats. Rare human meat. That's what he calls dinner. All right? That's what when you see a bunch of, you won't go eat where the devils eat all the time. I want to go in there. It's better you go cook at your own house if you find out what the fuck this nigga be putting in your food, man. This nigga's disgusting. Listen to yourself. I'm speaking, ain't I? Dumbass. Psalm chapter 64, in verse number 5, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? Yeah, they commune of laying snares privily. Privily means privately. You don't know you walking into a snare because you don't keep the law, statutes, and commandments, so you're going to fall into that snare. And the biggest snare that you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans fall into is trusting in your enemy. Like it tells you in Ecclesiastes 12 verse 10, you ain't supposed to trust this nigga. All right? And you're supposed to be trusting in the Lord. Like it tells you in Psalms 91. Let's grab that real quick. It's the book of Psalms 91. In verse 1, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. So he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. The secret place is in this truth. You're constantly occupied in this truth. You're being hidden from the snares of the devil, which is Esau. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in him will I trust. Yeah, my God, in him will I trust. So if you're supposed to trust the Lord and not trust your enemy, then there you go. You're supposed to put your trust in the Lord. And the Lord said he's going to destroy him. So let him be destroyed. He's already exposing them. Let the Lord work. You got to endure it to the end. You got to watch it for yourself. got to bear the indignation of the Lord. Whatever the Lord put upon you, hey, take that shit cheerfully. Okay? That's not going to crush you. He's not going to put more on you than you can handle. But Esau, the burden that's coming to him, he ain't going to be able to handle that. All right? The prophecies of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua is too much for him, for any man to endure. Psalms 91 verse 3, surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. The snare of the fowler is Esau Edom. He's the fowler. The snare is a trap. And the fowler is a bird catcher. You're the bird. He's putting a stick in a box and putting some seed there. You can go over there and eat, then he catches you. That's what he does. So if you don't know how to navigate the trap, you're gonna get caught and you're not gonna escape. And the noisome pestilence is the thermonuclear destruction. Okay? That's what's coming. He shall cover thee with his feathers, Psalm 91 and 4. And under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. That's right. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Shall cover thee with his feathers. Now the feathers also represent his angels, his chariots. All right? They're protecting us. The angels are around about those who fear him. Okay? And he delivered them in the time of trouble. So we're trusting in the Lord's divine protection. Because you need a spiritual hedge in order to get around all this, navigate all of this. And the only way you could receive it ultimately is if you're part of that number and the Lord just ultimately just got you. And it starts with this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. That's a sign of the token. That's a token that he's deposited inside of you to know that he's dealing with you. It's his truth. A lot of people don't get it. That's why you got people on the comment board. They don't know shit. They don't know nothing, man. I don't even be looking at the camera. They be just talking to themselves, man. And that just goes to show you not everyone is privy to this information. They can hear it, but it don't mean nothing to them. They hate the word. That's why I don't know what they watch the videos for. You get most of the people that sign up to even subscribe to my channel are demons. They want to scoff. They're probably so-called white people because their time is almost up. They can't watch their favorite show anymore. Now, this word, once it gets into their head, they feel condemned in their spirit because they're going to die, and then they're going to get put into slavery, and then they're going to get beaten with rods of iron, and then they're going to be Obadiah 1 and 18. So they're out of here. All right? So they feeling cut in their spirit because they know it's true. They know they eat human meat. They know why the kids are missing. These people know why they're going to die. They know why I'm telling the Lord to kill them, to make them, destroy them. All praises to our Lord, Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. We the reason, that's why they don't even open the Old Testament, because they know. You could read plenty of, let's read some scriptures that, reason why this nigga don't like reading the Old Testament. There's plenty of them. What's that? Let's go 2 Kings 8. Let's see, is this it? Another Jehoram reigns in Judah. Let's see. 2 Kings 8 and 20. In his days, Edom revolted from under the hand of Judah and made a king over themselves. So they revolted. We were ruling over them. Okay? They revolted and made a king over themselves. Right now, we don't got no king. All right? But we're trusting in the Lord. We're following our elders. You know, from GMS. You ain't got to be in GMS to follow the elders at Great Millstone, man. It's all free. All right? The knowledge is free, man. All you got to do is watch. You ain't got to comment on nothing, man. All you got to do is listen. That's it. You ain't got to be friends with anybody when it comes to this truth, man. You fill up your cup, and then you keep it moving. All right? You ain't got to be all, you ain't got to do too much when it comes to the truth. The Lord set it up that way. This word's free. All right? So fill up your cup before that time, and your ass get destroyed. So he revolted, 2 Kings chapter 8. in 21. And so Joram went over to Zair and all the chariots with him, and he rose by night and smote the Edomites, which compassed them about, and the captains of the chariots, and the people fled into their tents. Yet Edom revolted from under the hand of Judah unto this day. Then Libnah revolted at the same time. So, you know, Second Kings starts getting to after the fall of our kingdom, man. All of our slaves and all our influence over the heathen, it downgraded to the point now they rule over us. And why did that happen? Because we transgressed our own laws. Now we're keeping them again. So say goodbye to your sovereignty, these different heathen nations. Now the Lord's pleased with us again. Now he's giving us this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Now that's your end. That's your ass. That's a matter of fact, as I like to say. That means we coming back into power and you getting put under subjection again, under your true rightful rulers. Like it tells you in the book of Psalms, the 2nd chapter. You revolted, the nigga's still revolting every single day. He should be in chains and handcuffs. Not being you want like the dude from Norway. They didn't even tell you what the fuck he said he's in bad condition. So imagine what he didn't want to be exposed of, man. He was willing to kill himself. He probably on the list for doing all types of shit. But just like it says in Ecclesiastes, the 8th chapter. Let me grab that, because I just repeat it because I bring it out so much. Let me grab this. Psalms 2. It's a short psalm. Psalm 2 and 1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? Yeah, the people are raging. They're plotting. You look at that word rage in the Hebrew, it means to plot. And they imagine a vain thing, which is Psalms 49 and 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. So all these people think that it's going to always be like this. So-called black man's going to be low, and they're going to do whatever the fuck they want. They ain't going to do it, motherfuckers. You niggas are going down. All right? You almost ran into this stupid-ass nigga right here. You didn't hear the police come? You almost teed that motherfucker. You should have did it. Psalms 2, verse 2. The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. Yeah, they want to break the bands asunder. Okay, which ultimately goes into the laws. They want to get rid of this law, the Lord's law. Okay, so they can be wicked as hell. But judgment is coming. They want to get away from the judgment and execution of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai's judgment on them. Okay, they trying to either get rid of the whole nation of Israel, block out the sun, measure the depths of the sea, you know, to destroy that the ordinance. But they're not. That's a dummy mission. Or put chips in everybody's brain and forehead to make you bow down to him and worship him by defiling your temple. But the Lord got a remnant for that too. Or try to escape by transhumanism, and that ain't gonna work. You think you're gonna turn into a robot, and you're not. Even if you did turn into a robot, this nigga's wicked as hell, man. My favorite movie used to be The Matrix. But even in the damn Matrix, here it is, he got a digital world. He got poverty inside the Matrix. That's wicked as hell. Nigga don't know what heaven is, man. He has to oppress. That's how his mind works. Nigga made a digital world where it's all fake, but he's still put in the code to oppress you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And the Lord still set it up and made a savior in there too. You know, but that just goes to show you that this place is wicked as hell. Nigga could have made anything, man, and that's just his mindset. Oppress the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American. That's his program. Psalms 2, verse 3, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in derision. So the Lord's going to laugh at them. He's probably laughing at them now. Especially when they're committing suicide. They don't want to be exposed. You got Prince Andrew losing his titles. You got other high CEOs of the Hyatt, he getting the fuck up out of here. They got that shameful spewing. Oh, I'm gonna step down. Bill Gates came out with an apology, but he claims that he didn't do anything with anybody. Get the fuck out of here. You can just look at him and tell him he'll fucking alligator, man. He's fucking weird. So, this is wicked people we're talking about here. Psalms chapter 2, verse number 5. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath and vex them in his sword of displeasure. He's going to speak unto them in his wrath. That's how he's going to talk to you Edomites, through his wrath. He's already exposing you. That's what he's doing now, but then he's going to destroy you. All right? He's publicly making things known. He sent this conspiracy theorists out there. He got his spirit upon our flesh. He got people, their tongues are falling upon themselves. He want him to be fully ass naked out here before he gets stoned to death in front of everybody. We're going to get to see it. He's making inquisition of his past sins. That's what he's seeing. And that's what his ass get, man. And I pray every day the Lord just destroy this nigga, man. I hope we just make him really feel it this time, man. That's what his ass get. That's what his ass get for what he did to the nation of Israel. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And that's why you're going to get destroyed too. That's why his ass is going to get burned up. Book of Psalms chapter 2, and verse number 6. Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. I will declare the decree. The Lord hath said unto me, thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. That's right, thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. Now ultimately, the decree this is the decree. Okay, that Esau even is going to be destroyed for all the sins that he committed against the nation of Israel, and that so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans better repent before it's too late, and you get destroyed with his ass. That's the decree, that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Okay, you got to repent, which is what means to turn back to the Lord, keep his laws, obey him, fear him, seek him, put your trust in him. That's what it means. That's the decree. Okay, he's not going to constantly send out his prophets. That's about to be a wrap. The decree went out, and then those who don't follow the decree get destroyed. Okay? All these laws, statutes, and commandments. He told you in Micah 2 and 10, arise ye and depart, this is not your rest. So he's reminding you of who you are. And you true believers out there who listen sincerely, even though these devils, they get on the comment board because who gives a fuck? Let them talk their shit. That's good that they on the comment board talking shit. Keep talking your shit, man. It tells you in Matthew 12, every idle word that men speak of shall give account thereof in the day of judgment, something roughly paraphrasing. You're going to pay for what you say, so keep run it up, man. Tell me how much I'm wrong and I'm evil and I'm a racist. I want to hear it all. Please tell me. Tell me more. You think the so-called white man got a monopoly on racism? There's no way in hell that nigga hate me more than I hate him. No way in hell he can do that. That's a fucking lie. That's bullshit right there. I hate pedos and child molesters and things like more with a hatred. It's like it tells you in Psalms 139. I hate these niggas with a perfect hatred. Them niggas are not perfect in nothing that they do. Even the hate that they form had to come from us. I was watching some video about the Moors. All that Ku Klux Klan shit that they doing, that shit came from us. When we were fucking them niggas up. Fuck out of here. Them niggas are dumb, man. I'm telling you, they're a baseless nation. Nothing that they don't originate in nothing. But they do all of this as a ritual to mock you and make you fear yourself pretty much. And honestly, that's genius. That's the most genius shit I ever thought in my life. Everything they do is centered around keeping you away from yourself. Esau did he weaponized your own knowledge against you. Just like it said in Isaiah the 28th chapter. That precept must be upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little, so they can fall backwards. And that's what he did. He made us fall with our own sword. But now the Lord is allowing us to wield the sword correctly, and now he being slayed with it. That's why he can't, that virgin birth, that shit don't work anymore. Mad brothers that were in the spirit went and did videos on that. And you know what? I learned more than ever before about the virgin birth. And I love when the doctrine come around. Because then you could go back into it and see what do you really remember. Then it just gets more cut up. Okay? Because this nigga, he ain't standing on truth, man. He's standing on lies. So there's only so far a lie can go before it gets exposed. And this is where the fucking wall, the rubber hits the road, man. All right? Your words, it don't work. Everything you say, even if a brother might seem, oh, I forgot Zachariah's name, and sometimes when you're in the moment, you forget things, man. It's all right. It's all right, man. No, it's not all right, but it's not the end of the world. Everyone's on a different level. But even with the little bit of knowledge he had, he was still, through the spirit, was still able to, I think he did a great job. You know, I hope if I ever come into that same, you know, when you're faced, because when you're in the moment, you forget things. You want to stay focused on what you're talking about, and the spirit just be crazy. That happened to me all the time. You get discombobulated. There's so much going on that, like, it's like you're overwhelmed. That's how you know it's spiritual. It's like it's really a battle, man. Nigga just comes out. You were doing a whole lesson on something completely different. This nigga comes out of nowhere, but that's how it is. That's why you gotta be built up in the spirit. You always gotta defend the faith and what you believe in. Or you'll just be a bug out here regurgitating just like those damn Catholics are. And these Christians are. They're just regurgitators. Well, God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. Oh yeah? What world is he talking about? I don't know, just the whole world. Idiots. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 2. In verse number 8. Asking me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. So you heathen are going to be an inheritance, first and foremost, to the Lord. Okay, and being joint heirs with him, you're going to be put underneath us as our inheritance too. Because he's going to share it with his friends. He's going to share it with his people, with his elect. So that's why you heathen, please talk more. Please tell me more. How much you hate all this, everything I'm talking about, how much I'm a hater, and please, just please. Please, because when we get in the kingdom, every idle word, I'm going to get you back, man. I'm going to get you. Stack it up, man. Stack it up. I'm going to show no mercy to any of my enemies, man. I'm going to fuck y'all up. Let's believe that, man. They're going to call him a cruel one. They'll be like, this motherfucker's cruel as hell. All right? Hey, all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah. All right? So please, talk it up. Psalms chapter 2. In verse number 9. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. That's right. We're going to dash you to pieces like a potter's vessel. Does that mean we're going to hug and kiss you? No, man. Okay? That's what happened to us. We got broken into pieces. That's why the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American man calling themselves all types of shit right now. Calling themselves everything except what they actually are. The only difference between us and Edom, you're going to go back to what you actually are, which is an Edomite. You calling yourself all type. You already dashing to pieces. You're European. You're Spaniard. You're fucking Poland man. You're fucking. I'm from Switzerland. I'm from France. Nah, you from Edom, man. You're an Edomite. Okay? So you running away from who you truly are. But us, we're dashing to pieces. We think we're everything in the book. African American, black, Negroid, nigger, nigga, with an A. Oh man, foundational black American. Just always something new with you niggas, man. Always something new. Fucking pathetic. Psalms chapter 2 and verse 10. Be wise now, therefore, O ye kings, be instructed, ye judges of the earth. That's right. Be wise, therefore, O ye kings. Okay. Now that could be twofold because we're kings and priests. Okay, we operate in the wisdom even though we don't have a kingdom right now. We still got to operate under our laws, statutes, and commandments as if we were in the kingdom. That's why we encourage you to be kingdom-minded. That's what you're supposed to be in this time. You got to have a ruling class mentality. You can't think like these peasants, these serfs, these heathen. You got to think like a ruler. You got to think like the Lord's going to give you exactly what he said he was going to give you, that he's going to exalt you, that you're above all people upon the face of the earth. If you don't think like that, then you don't know the truth. And you're going to be overthrown. Your walls and your gates are broken. You need to fix up your mindset, man. Because the kingdom starts with inside you. If someone can overthrow you with lies and bullshit, how can you want an actual kingdom? You already defeated in your mind. Where the battle takes place on a day-to-day. You gotta fight that. All right? Esau's a damn servant. He don't look at himself as a servant. He looks at himself like he's better than you. And that's fake. That's false. Okay? He had to create he had to turn the whole world upside down for you to think that. This nigga's being accused for all types of shit, and you think that's nothing royal about that. Even the British are looking at him. They don't even want to fuck with this dude. So there's nothing royal about him. And actually, last time the Duck went to the UK and they were sitting at the table, he was next to King Charles. King Charles made him look like a little boy. He don't know the proper etiquette of being royal. Royalty ain't in his veins. He looked like a little fucking kid. He looked like he didn't belong in the room. He looked like he belonged behind a podium in front of cameras and telling him what to say. You don't look royal, man. He don't even know the different forks. He got his hands, elbows on the table and shit. Disgrace. And then I forgot who was sitting next to him. She was feeling uncomfortable. She didn't want to be next to this dude. She like, what the fuck? Yeah, Duck. Well, you should watch him. When you watch him, and I watch him so much, that you see certain mannerisms that if you just listen to rhetoric and other people talk about them, then you'll come up with the same understanding as them. If you actually watch it for yourself, then you'll learn certain things, man. You want to get away from all the propaganda. You want to hear him just speak out of his own mouth. Let him just act the way he acts. Watch the State of the Union. Watch him speak. His public speech. Because there's certain keys to when you see them speak that you can see. When someone's talking, you can kind of hear the tone of their voice to see if they actually believe what they're saying. There's so many things that you can pick up from when somebody talks. Okay? So that's certain cues you should be looking into. And what you do is you constantly see a pattern. You see a pattern of, this dude ain't as royal as you think, man. When you see him next to someone like a King Charles or something, they're like they know how to do all that king stuff, man. But they don't operate under the law, statutes, and commandments. So even their royalty is all a facade. Because they don't got the blood of the Lamb, man. They're not descendants of Israel. Okay? The blood is what makes you royal. And ultimately, the Lord giving you the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Esau was a damn caveman at one point. The Lord put the spirit on him to clean his ass, and we taught him all that shit, man. This motherfucker still don't clean himself, man. He's disgusting. These are nasty fucking people. Edomites are very base and low. Look at the Rothschild, for example. As rich as they are, man, they even look like peasants. They ain't, you know, Jake, when he get in power, man, you gonna see what it look like to really be royal. To really look good in power, man. We're gonna make it look like the best thing you could possibly be. All right? You're gonna be shining better than you see today with these rappers and shit. Them motherfuckers don't know how to shine. You niggas be getting Bart Simpson chains on their necks like some stupid. Like, what the fuck are you at? That's what you wanted? That's what you got fucked for? A damn Bart Simpson chain that's smoking a blunt? Like, that shit's stupid. And that's what they like to portray. That's what they want you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to think is balling. Tattoos on your face and chains with cartoons with blunts in their mouths and bandanas on their heads and their pants hanging down. Driving around in fucking expensive ass cars with white women. That's just stupid, man. Fucking white girl's a fucking bed wench, man. She ain't shit. Bitch, you just fucking, all right, you know, go back to cleaning the house or something, man. Get the fuck out of here. You ain't gotta talk to her like that, but you know, that's her role. Concubine or something, man. You'll see when you get back in the kingdom, man. We're gonna have you women in subjection. You're gonna be right though. You're gonna love it. You're gonna have your own, all of that, man. You ain't gonna have to worry about nothing. You ain't gonna be hating on the next woman. You're gonna be happy to be with a man of the Lord. All right? Anyway, Psalms chapter 2. We could talk about the kingdom all day, but I ain't got time for that. Psalms chapter 2 and verse number 11. Serve the Lord with fear and rejoice with trembling. That's right, we serving the Lord with fear. And we're rejoicing with trembling because we don't understand if we're the elect or not. We just hope. We're just the hopeful elect. You know, him giving you this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, that's a beautiful, that's a good sign. All right? You ain't scoffing up at the word, that's a good sign. If you scoffing at the words because you got a demon in you. You know what I mean? You got a demon in you if you scoffing at the word. But if you're not, hey, that's a good sign, man. Just keep filling up your cup until that last day. Because this nigga about to come in like a flood. Okay? So, you know, ain't too many men gonna come out there and do the work. But the weather's getting better, so the Lord gonna have more laborers. That's when, you know, the IUIC and all that, that's good that they coming out here on the highways and hedges. That's where you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans should be. Out here prophesying the downfall of this place, man. But Lord told you to be in season and out of season, so you gotta come out here in the cold too. Now, you ain't got to go out every single day if that's not in your spirit. But there's going to be a time where it ain't going to be no more, you're not going to be able to put up do any more work and bring forth more fruit to the Lord. So while it's still day, we're going to go labor. Meaning while before that judgment come, hey, you're going to labor as much as that you got possible. There ain't no excuse. If you're sick, who gives a fuck? If it's cold, who cares? I was out here sick and cold. And now I feel better than ever, man. All right, so that there ain't no excuse. Oh, I got kids and all that. That ain't no excuse either. That ain't no excuse. You should be laboring even more. You got kids and stuff like that. Put their ass to sleep and go do some work. But you can't even do that. Ain't no excuse. You niggas are lazy, that's what it is. It's called a sluggard in the scripture. Yeah, sluggards. That shit's contagious too. You being around a sluggard, you gonna be a sluggard too. Or go along to get along ass niggas, man. That shit gonna get you put to death. The Lord's not a respecter of persons. You better serve him with fear and trembling. That's not a scary thing if you worry about another man more so than the Lord. You see that a lot, man. I hate shit like that. That shit, I hate that type of shit. I was never around nobody like that. Those are signs of that's not a good sign, man, if you got that. That's a weak-ass spirit. That's the best thing you can call it. That's just weak. Then you put that spirit on other people, you make people weak. All right? You ain't supposed to be making Israel weak. Keep making Israel weak. Watch what the Lord gonna do to your ass. Psalms chapter 2, verse 12. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and ye perish from the way, when his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are all they that put their trust in him. So we putting our trust in Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Back in Psalm 64, in verse number 6. They search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. Yeah, they get very deep. In the sciences, they know what colors can manipulate your way of thinking when you purchase shit. That's why they color it a certain way. Then they put it in the store in a certain position because they understand through all their analytics where it would be mostly where it will sell the most. And that's how they arrange their stores. You know, maybe not every store, but a lot of them are designed in a way to get the maximum result out of you. And they're always watching that. They're always watching that. So he's always doing something to manipulate or influence you to make the wrong decision towards wickedness. You know, even when it comes to the economics of the things that's going on today with shrinkflation and inflation and job losses and propaganda and all of this bullshit that's going on. So you could make you feel like you got to work more and more and more and not serve the Lord. He's just trying to put more of a burden on you so you don't have time to study. You don't have time to think about the Lord. He don't want you thinking about the Lord. Going back to Ecclesiasticus, the 33rd chapter, where it tells you that an idle servant, you don't want to keep your servant idle. Right now we're servants. We're in slavery. So he wants to keep you niggas busy with work, with bills. Pay this, pay that. Don't serve the Lord. Serve me. Pay me. You owe me. I'll lock you up. Pay me, pay me, pay me. That's what he wants you to do. Coming out with weird ass bills all over the place. Ecclesiasticus 33. And where is it? Ecclesiasticus 33, verse 25. It says, if thou set thy servant to labor, thou shalt find rest. But if thou let him go idle, he shall seek liberty. That's right. If you let him go idle, he shall seek liberty. That's what I'm seeking. I'm seeking liberty. I got bills. I got things I got to do today. Tomorrow, every single day, I got something to do. But hey, I got to perform. You got to perform your vow. Let's grab this in the book of Psalms 50. What's that? Psalms 58 and 12, I think. Psalms 58, verse 12. There is no 12 in Psalms 58. Psalms 56, verse 12. Thy vows are upon me, O God. I will render praises unto thee. Yeah, I will render praises unto thee. Thy vows are upon me. Is there another one? Thou vows. I don't think that's the precept you're thinking about. Let's look this up. Psalms 56, verse 12. Let me look that up. I don't know if that's the precept I was looking for. Psalms 56. Psalms 56, verse 12, meaning. Let's see what it says. Your vows are binding upon me, O God. I will render thank offerings to you. Signifies David's commitment to fulfill promises made to God during distress, viewing them as sacred obligations. That's exactly what that is. It's a sacred obligation. It represents a shift from fearing enemies to expressing gratitude for divine protection and deliverance. That's exactly what's going on up here, man. Okay? If you don't want to be lukewarm, number one. Number two, the Lord don't need you to have the Spirit on you. He don't need you. He don't need you to have the Spirit of the Lord upon you. All right? He can just take that away. He'll give it to someone that's better than you. All right? If you're part of that number, ain't nobody better than you, man. When it comes to serving the Lord, you should be serving the Lord at the highest level that you can, and then get better than that. All right? But that's too much of an obligation because a lot of people, they don't deem the work of the Lord as It's sacred. All right? I'm going to finish the story. I got to go. Ecclesiastes 33 and verse 26. A yoke and a collar to do bow the neck, so are tortures and torments for an evil servant. Yeah. A yoke and a collar do bow the neck, so are tortures and torments for an evil servant. Sometimes you got to whip your servant's ass. An evil servant, and that's Esau, ultimately. He's an evil servant. I see you too. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. These niggas are witches, man. White people walking around pointing and shit. They be pointing at you like this. That's wicked as hell. Supposed to point at nobody. And I see all you fucking crackers do that shit, man. Shalak Rayam. That's why I can't wait to get your ass in the kingdom. Oh, pointing the finger ass niggas. Because you're a bunch of wizards and warlocks. A bunch of witches. Alright? And you going in, oh man, you're gonna get burnt up. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. You should read about this in the scriptures. What do you think What do you think gonna happen to a witch in the kingdom, man? All these damn white bitches are witches, man. All you damn Edomites are evil. Even the women. Want no bitch like that in my damn house, a damn devil. Can you please explain John 5 verse 36? Let me finish this. Ecclesiasticus chapter 33 and 28. Set him to work, talking about your servant, as is fit for him. If he be not obedient, put on more heavy fetters. Yeah, put on more heavy fetters. That's what he's trying to do. Put on more heavy fetters by making you occupied in the world, so you won't serve the Lord. Let me grab this in John 5 verse. That's like he did in ancient Egypt when he made the Israelites go make their own brick and mortar because they were seeking the Lord. So he was like, yeah, let me put some more work on these people. John 5. John 5 verse 36. But I have greater witness than that of John, for the works which the Father hath given me to finish, the same works that I do, bear witness of me that the Father hath sent me. Let's read up a little. Bearing witness of Yahweh Shai. Let's see. John 5, I start at 31. If I bear witness of myself, my witness is not true. There is another that beareth witness of me, and I know that the witness which he witnesseth of me is true. Ye sent unto John, and he bare witness unto the truth. But I receive not testimony from man. But these things I say, that ye might be saved. He was burning in a shining light, and ye were willing for a season to rejoice in his light. But I have greater witness than that of John. For the works which the Father hath given me to finish, the same works that I do bear witness of me, that the Father hath sent me. So the witnesses are ultimately the elect of Israel. Okay, those of us in this time who are witnesses of the testimony of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, they said, what's that precept? John is not the, someone's greater than John, something like that. John is not the greatest, someone's greater than John, KJV. Let me see. Matthew 11 and 11. It says, verily I say unto you, among them that are born of women, there have not risen a greater than John the Baptist. Notwithstanding, he that is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. So he's talking about the prophets, man. Okay. John had his role, and then John came back as Abba Bivens too. He bare witness of the Lord. And then the works of Abba Bivens came the rest of us. Shalom, King. All right. The witnesses are the men of the Lord who are out here teaching this word, and who are Israelites, by the way. All right? I'm going to end it here. From the northern and the southern kingdom, 2 witnesses. And I'm going to end it here. Lord's will, this was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rachach Wadash. Shalom, Abad Babal, Kwam Yasharala.